To do a live stream. Greetings and salutations, everyone. It is Earth Day. How marvelous that is to be celebrating Earth Day. I am excited beyond belief that we are at another Earth Day event. I just want to say to people joining me on for today's session on the Omni Africa space exploration analog simulation conversation is that when you think about Earth Day, my whole journey to this space began because of my concern for our planet Earth, our home planet Earth. And even though we might talk about being in space and wanting to be in space, the fact of the matter is that there is no place like home. It began when I realized that for us to get to the point where we actually become better stewards of the earth, we needed to be conscious of the fact that we are one planet, despite the borders that we see, the borders of, continents and the borders of countries. When people go out into space, there's just one blue marble. And so when we think about that, you realize that what we have been doing in the last thousands of years, and certainly in the last 50 to 100 years, has really been detrimental to a long-term survival on this planet, and certainly as a species. So indeed, there's a book that talks about what would happen if humans disappeared from the face of the earth. And quite frankly, the book says, actually the world will come back to rights in quite short order. Manhattan will be covered with fields again within 10 to 20 years if there's nobody to, clean up the garbage and put out new garbage and cut the grass, etc. The weeds would spring up through the asphalt and the concrete pavements, and nature would regain itself. So I think maybe our climate change and the storms we're seeing is nature trying to reassert itself. The birth then of OASIS, the Omni Africa Space Exploration Analog Simulation, comes out of this passion I had for ensuring that as we talk about space exploration and space settlement, we did indeed have an avenue where we could have space role, where we would ensure that this new emerging economy would be an economy that did not prejudice the participation of people from the global south. And so I jumped feet first into creating the Caribbean Space Society. From there, we went to Space Futures Forum, which was a global community of practice being developed. And I've had wonderful conversations over the last 4 years with people from, Philippines and Greece and Angola, and wherever I can get people from who want to be a part of this movement to ensure that there are people, regular people, not just governments, engaged in the conversation. And how will we indeed share space as we try to co-create a shared and more just future for all people? And so Space Futures Forum has been happening since April 2019, which is April is International Spaceflight Day, or US Night, known by some. And every at least twice a year, we have an event in April and in World Space Week, which is October. And over the years, we have grown larger. We have begun new projects. We have a project that we're doing at Morgan State University, with university in Jamaica, Mauritius, Finland, in Australia. And all of this has been, let's say, the basis on which this new project, this new vision of creating Omni Africa Space Exploration Analog Simulation, which is aimed at ensuring that all people who want to partner in a new way can participate. After all, Northern Kenya is considered to be the cradle of humanity, at least all of Kenya, not just Northern Kenya. We have most recently, there's been a find of an ancient megalithic site where it is said the ancient Kushites gazed at the stars. And so we're returning to the beginning, if you will, by participating, coming together, identifying a community of practice that wants to believe and wants to practice a way of working together to ensure that indeed space exploration, space settlement is inclusive of all people who have the will and the passion to lend their talent to the science, the art, the policy, the law, the business, all the pieces of things that have to happen to ensure that that space is indeed one that creates prosperity for all. And so I invite you to join us and this crew if you're able to find the Space Futures Forum group on LinkedIn. We're asking you, please click invite yourself. We'll be happy to have you join our working group. This Saturday on Earth Day and again next Saturday at 10 a.m. we'll be hosting a conversation about Oasis. We'll go into much more detail than I'll do here, but it's just to say, hey, we are here. We're gathering the tribe, so to speak, that will go forward to ensure that we provide the pathways that we can create space for all. So please join me in celebrating Earth Day by joining us on our working group. As I present this session on space exploration today at 10 o'clock, please join us for a conversation on the Omni Africa Space Exploration Analog Simulation. And if you can't make it, join our working group on LinkedIn, Space Futures Forum. Look for it, it's there. Or follow us on the Futures Forum and see how you can get engaged in the Omni Africa Space Exploration Analog Simulation, or OASIS for short. Take care.